Hey y'all, welcome back. My name is Frank Ruiz. If you don't know, I'm a local real estate agent here in South Florida. And today I want to let you guys know how my 12-week challenge is going so far. Basically what I'm going to talk about today is where I'm at with my business, what I have changed, what I've added, and as well as a story that happened to me recently. And then give you the recap on my 12-week challenge, alright? So today would mark the third week or the beginning of the third week for my 12-week challenge. And so far what I have kept on doing, I've kept on cold calling, and I've kept on reaching to my databases and sending weekly email. What I have added to my business, I have added a phone call along with the email, so every other week. So for example, this Wednesday I would call my Spanish speaking clients and just basically let them know. The call basically goes something like this. So I'll send them an email. Hi Nick, my name is Frank Ruiz, realtor that you reached out for on Facebook regarding XYZ property that you were interested in, and I want to make sure that you're still actively looking to buy. And then they'll talk a little bit and I'll let them know, well, if you have any questions, concerns, I'm always here. As always, you could expect a weekly email from me on Wednesday with more databases and more information on what's actually available in the market. So that's what I've been doing more, and I've gotten a pretty good response rate, as well as people actually remembering the name Frank Ruiz is, They're not hearing my name and they're like, oh, who is this? They're like, oh yeah, Frank, I remember. I don't know, I personally feel like that's progress, because I could see how that's in the future when they see or hear my name, they'll be like, oh yeah, he helped me out with my purchase or whatever, So hopefully that's gonna become more firm and more consistent with it. I do expect to do it the rest of the 12 weeks as well as carry it on through my business. And one thing that I've kept on doing, I've kept on cold calling. So I think it was last week I got my first ever contact from a cold call. So I called around 250 numbers, and it was this one lady. She reached out, she said that she would be, I called her and I was like, oh, would you be interested in getting market updates so you know more or less how the market's moving by your given area in case you're interested in buying or selling a property in that area. I was using the GeoLead features from Reddit to get the phone number so I know more or less where that area is. And she said yes, so I was perfect because that's the area that I'm farming. So I got her information, so that was the first person out of 25 people that have called that have answered, not just like ring, 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 no one answered, like actually 250 people answered, and then that was the one person that actually gave me a good response. So that's the business integration and what I've added. Where I'm at with my transactions, I remember the goal was 7 transactions after the 12 weeks. Currently I have no transaction. However, I do have a listing. It was a listing to rent, and hopefully with that listing I could get the buyer and collect both commissions as the buyer and the seller is transactional. So that'll be 2 transactions, so that would bring me closer to my goal. As well as I also have an active buyer that we're actively looking for properties and going to see them. It looks promising. Hopefully we could close on a property before the end of February. So I want to tell you guys a little story that happened to me last week so you guys could learn from it so it won't happen to y'all. So basically the main details that were drilled in our heads to focus on is get the name, get the number, get the email. Those are the 3 most important things, because that's how we can reach out to them and touch bases with them and just create our circle of influence around those people that we're meeting now. So I was at a showing for my client, and this was on Sunday, so it was like 2 days ago. So I was driving to the showing 15 minutes earlier, and as I'm getting there, I see that there's like 40 cars parked in front of the house, and there's a swarm of people just hoarding the door, just waiting for someone to open it. And I'm relatively new. I haven't really accustomed. I've never been in this situation before, because what I was planning on doing was go to the property, open it up, turn on the lights, make sure it smells good so that when the client comes in they could get a nice feel for it. But I got there and I see this and I'm like, obviously I can't open the house, because if I open the house everyone's gonna swarm inside, and I'm like 5'4", and no one's gonna be like, oh, this kid has authority, you know what I mean? So I was kind of just, I was paralyzed with what to do until I saw my client arrive there. So what I did, I went with my client to the door, made sure he was right behind me. I opened the lockbox, opened the door. He walked in, his family walked in, and I closed the door right behind me just so no one else could interrupt the showing of the property. Because we're still in the COVID situation, some people aren't really comfortable with having a lot of people in one location, and not me personally, but other people And my client, I don't know how his parents feel because they're older. So I kind of just took the safe route and just didn't let anyone else inside the property. I finished showing them the property, and it turns out the property had a lot of damages and violations that he wasn't happy with. So we're actively looking for another property. We rescheduled the showing for Wednesday, so that's pretty good. And this is the kicker. This is the part that I want you guys to learn from, and you guys shouldn't make this mistake because I've already made it for y'all. And well, after my client was leaving, I was about to close the property when a police officer walked by and he asked if he could see the property. And since I had a couple minutes left of my showing time, I allowed him to come inside, and I walked him through the property, talked to him and his wife, and super nice people. They looked like they were ready to buy. They were actively looking, and they know what they were looking for, and they had a budget. They were pre-approved and everything. I gave them my business card so they could reach out to me. However, what I didn't do was collect their number or their email. I talked to the guy, best conversation. It was a good 15 minutes of us talking back and forth, answering questions, him asking questions. He was actively curious and wanted to know more about buying. Important thing I should have done, instead of giving him my business cards, was ask for his information. Once I have his, be like, okay, look, this is my email and my phone number. If you guys have any questions, you can always give me a call. I'll give you more updates on this email. This is the best email, or something along the lines of, I'll keep you in touch with me through these emails that I'm going to be sending weekly that you can be expecting of more information about properties like this. If you have any questions or you want to go see a property, you can always call my number. That's my direct line, and I'll be happy to help you with anything that you're interested in. However, that's not what happened, and I've learned from that, and hopefully I don't make that mistake anymore. And hopefully you guys won't make that mistake ever in your career, because they're watching me that I failed at that, So yeah. So to recap it, I have an active buyer and I have a listing to rent. Hopefully with that listing to rent, I can find more renters and help them close on their properties and bring me closer to my goal at 7 transactions by the 12 weeks. This is my 3rd week, so I'm 25% of the way there. Hopefully there's enough room for us to grow and to keep expanding and to keep doing better. So thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, and share this video with someone that might be interested. Thank you.